What do I need to know when I arrive in Austria? Welcome back! Here is all the information you need to keep in mind once you've arrived in Austria. In this video, we focus on the model of working independently, so via Gewerbe, with or without an agency. What are the steps to follow when you come to work in Austria? 1. Business registration, Gewerbeanmeldung. 2. Registration of residence in Austria, Meldebestätigung. 3. Registration with the Social and Health Insurance Institution for Self-Employed Persons in Austria, SVS, SVS. 4. Registration with the Austrian Tax Office, Finanzamt. 5. Signing the contracts with the agency or clients. 6. Conducting and documenting independent professional activity. 7. Conducting and documenting the care activities. 1. Business registration, Gewerbeanmeldung. This is my first time working in Austria. If you're a first-time worker in Austria, you will most likely work as a self-employed carer. In German, selbstständige Betreuungskraft. Although this working model is not as advantageous as the classic employment model, it is used almost exclusively in this industry. The registration of the business activity, Gewerbe, is done at the District Administrative Authority, Bezirksverwaltungsbehörde. Therefore, depending on the locality, at the Bezirkshauptmannschaft, der Magistrat der Stadt, or in Vienna, the Magistratisches Bezirksamt. You will also be automatically registered with the SVS, SVS, where you will pay your social security and health insurance contributions. Warning: the WKO is not the main authority for company registration. Registration must be made with the District Administrative Authority, Bezirksverwaltungsbehörde. WKO only provides assistance with the registration of business activity with the Bezirksverwaltungsbehörde. Registering your business activity. In order to carry out a business activity in Austria, you need to register a place of business. In the 24-hour care sector, because we live at the same address where we also work, the address of business is also our home address, often the address of the place of care. Warning: if you have signed a power of attorney for the agency, it is possible that the agency will register your registered office at the address of the agency. We do not recommend this option as it means that all your mail will be sent to the address of the agency. You lose access to essential information about your business. This is not my first time working in Austria. If you're not working in Austria for the first time, but you have changed your place of work, you must inform the local authority in the new land concerning the new address of your place of business. This procedure is called in German Standortverlegung. Warning: each time you change the place of care, you must inform the authorities of the current address concerning both your new home and your place of business. 2. Registration of residence in Austria. The registration of residence will be done at the municipal office, Gemeindeamt, or at the competent magistrate, Magistrat, Magistratisches Bezirksamt. The statutory deadline is 3 days after moving into the new home. The residence can be registered as main, Hauptwohnsitz, or secondary, Nebenwohnsitz, Zweitwohnsitz. In the 24-hour care sector, it is usual to register the home as a secondary residence, Nebenwohnsitz, because the place of care is not the center of our existence and activities. Registration of residence is free of charge and requires the following documents: Registration form, Meldezettel, signed by the person providing the accommodation. Valid ID. After submitting your application, you will receive the document confirming the registration of your residence in Austria. In German, Meldebestätigung. This document belongs to you and we recommend that you do not give the original to any third party. Warning: if you stay for more than 3 months continuously in Austria, you must register your right of stay, Anmeldebescheinigung. This is done at the local authorities, Landeshauptmann, Bezirkshauptmannschaft or Magistrat. 3. Registration with the Social and Health Insurance Institution for Self-Employed Persons in Austria, SVS, SVS. The SVS is the social insurance institution responsible for health, accident and pension insurance for self-employed persons in Austria. SVS contributions are paid on a quarterly basis, once every 3 months, 4 times a year in total. Although the competent authorities automatically notify the SVS when you register your business, you also have an obligation to check that this process has been carried out successfully. Warning: mandatory SVS health, pension and accident insurance begins on the day you register your business activity and ends on the last day of the calendar month in which you have permanently closed your business activity or put Gewerbe on hold. After registering with the SVS, you will automatically receive your health card, e-card, by mail so via the post office, which will list your social insurance number, Sozialversicherungsnummer, SVNR. This is your health identification number in Austria. 4. Registration with the Austrian Tax Office, Finanzamt. Pay attention to the obligation to declare income tax. You must notify the tax authorities of your business activity within 1 month of starting your activity using the VERF 24 questionnaire form. The notification obligation exists for all businesses, regardless of whether or not the amount of 11,000 euro per year has been exceeded. After evaluating the registration questionnaire, the tax office will request an income tax declaration. If your total income exceeds 11,000 euro per year, you're obligated to declare your income and pay income tax only the amount exceeding the 11,000 euro per year threshold. The tax rate is between 0 and 55%. IG 24 recommends: file your tax declaration every year even if you have not exceeded this threshold. This will help you to avoid later surprises such as recalculations or overdue payments, and to keep a transparent record of your tax activity in Austria in relation to the competent authorities. 5. Signing contracts with the agency or clients. Before signing the contract with the agency, check the content of the contract again. In particular, pay attention to powers of attorney, Vollmacht, Inkassovollmacht. Some models of collaboration contracts, in particular those concluded with the agency, have a power of attorney included in the contract. There are different forms of powers of attorney, which give the agency partial or total power of management of your company. IG 24, IG 24 recommends: do not sign contracts containing powers of attorney, Vollmacht or Inkassovollmacht. They infringe the professional independence of carers and create room for abuse, against which carers cannot defend themselves. If, however, you feel that you cannot navigate the bureaucratic side of registering your company without the support of the agency, you can limit the validity of the power of attorney clause in the contract to a fixed number of days. Attention to transport organization. IG 24 considers clauses unfair that impose contractually the means of transport recommended by the agency. As an independent carer, you have the right to choose freely the mode of transport you use to travel between your home country and Austria. Do not sign contracts with imposed transport. Watch out for penalties. Some contracts impose penalties for breaching certain clauses, for example, imposing payments for refusing a place of care, unfair competition, non-compliant confidentiality clauses, and so on. IG 24 recommends: when you arrive at your new place of care in Austria, the first step you should take before signing the care contract with the client is to thoroughly examine the accuracy of the information you receive before leaving the country. These must necessarily coincide with the reality on the ground. Don't forget to check the health condition of the person requiring care, daily routine of the person requiring care, your care responsibilities, the existence of a medical order of delegation if applicable, working hours and break times, accommodation and meals, working conditions, a fee, length of the turnus, additional payments, as far as transport commissions and so on. Important contact details for your work, relatives or legal representatives of the person requiring care, intermediation agent, emergency numbers in Austria, and so on. Warning: if there are differences between what you were promised before you left the country and the situation on the spot, you can renegotiate the payment or refuse the place of care. Do not accept working conditions worse than those promised. If you find yourself in such a situation, write us at kontakt@ig24.at, contact@ig24.at. Take care of your own safety. In extreme conditions of physical violence, sexual harassment, conditions that harm your integrity, health, or well-being, the contractual notice may be breached. But take all safety measures, so notify the competent authorities, write to your colleagues about the crisis situation you are in, and document your experience as carefully as possible. 6. Conducting and documenting independent professional activity. Regardless of the contract or arrangements you have with the company or the family of the person requiring care, in the eyes of the law, you hold sole responsibility for your self-employed activity. Always check that all Social Security and health insurance (SVS) payments are made. Make sure that the procedure of pausing or deleting your activity has been carried out correctly. If the closure of your business has not been carried out properly, your SVS contributions will remain active and you may be surprised by accumulating debts. Therefore, make sure you inform the SVS about cessation or of putting on hold of your activity. You have an obligation as a self-employed carer to document your company's accounts. Vouchers, receipts, or proofs of payments for your expenses or earnings must be kept 7 years in principle to make them available to the tax authorities in the event of an audit. 7. Conducting and documenting the care activities. Care activities must be documented in a household register. The household register and collection of receipts must be kept for 2 years. At the request of the person requiring care or the client, you should provide a copy of the household record or a collection of receipts for reimbursement of costs. Documenting care activities. You must thoroughly and regularly document the activities provided and/or the health status of the person requiring care and be able to make this documentation available to the contracting partners as well as to the health professionals caring for and treating the person requiring care. You can download the Carers folder from our website www.ig24.at, which contains templates for documenting your care activities. IG 24 recommends: Use the carers folder at every turnus with every person you will work with. Even if the family of the person requiring care or the agency does not ask for this folder, we advise you to document your work. Having all your work recorded in writing is a safety measure primarily for yourself, but it is also a proof of seriousness, thoroughness, and professionalism for your collaborators. IG 24 represents the professional interests of 24-hour carers. You can contact us on our website www.ig24.at or via email at contact@ig24.at. This video is part of the project Unsere Arbeit, Unsere Rechte, Our Work, Our Rights, supported by funds from the Digitalisierungs Fond Arbeit 4.0 of the Arbeiterkammer Wien.